All right, here's part B of the study guide. This should go rather quickly. Write a system that has one solution. If you remember, one solution is one point at where they cross. So I'm just going to make up some random stuff. This is going to be pretty easy. 3/4 x plus 2, y equals negative 1/2 x minus 5. That's even, oh, hey, that's exactly what I put up there. But why is this true? Well, this is true because the slopes aren't the same. I want an equation with no solution. If I have an equation with no solution, my lines are parallel. So y equals 1/2 x and y equals 1/2 x. But the problem is I got to have two lines, not one line. So I'm going to go with -3 and +5. There's two different lines. How about one with an infinite solution? Well, infinite solutions would be essentially overlapping lines. That's the same line. So y equals 1/2 x plus 3. That's not what I put on my paper. I can fix that relatively easily. 2x plus 3, y equals 2x plus 3. Those would be a system. Solve following system using substitution. You got to remember substitution is solve one equation for a variable. So in this case, y is going to be equal to 8y minus 6. I'm going to take that and substitute it in for x in the other equation. So 4 times 8y minus 6 minus 4y equals negative 24. We go ahead and we get 32y minus 24 minus 4y equals negative 24. Sorry, I'm using my different format here I'm not used to. Minus 24. 32y, if I go ahead and combine like terms, sorry, that's going to be 28y minus 24 equals minus 24 plus 24 plus 24, and you're going, gee, 28y is equal to 0. If I divide both sides by 28, y is equal to, you guessed it, 0. So if I look at my points here, my output value, yes, is 0. So I take that and I plug it into either equation. Well, I'm going to go in with the first one. Okay? I'm going to go in with, and I did it twice in a row, so I guess after the first time I'll go ahead and erase it. X minus 8 times 0 is equal to negative 6. So those cancel out, so x is equal to negative 6. There would be your solution. Solve. Solve the following system using elimination. I have to eliminate something. Remember, again, the idea is to get something to go away. What I did was I went ahead and I multiplied the bottom equation by negative 2. This gave me a 4x, it gave me a minus 20y, and it gave me a positive 40. So that middle equation goes away. When that happens, I get a minus x because minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. The 20 and minus 20y disappear, and I get minus 30 plus 40 is equal to, that should be positive 10. I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 1, so x is equal to negative 10. Here is my solution. Okay? If x is negative 10, I can plug that negative 10 into either equation. I chose the second one, so minus 20 minus 10. And I know I'm speeding through this, but really you should have done this already. Plus 10y is equal to negative 20. This is going to give you 20 plus 10y is equal to negative 20. I'm going to minus 20 from both sides. 10y is equal to negative 40. Divide by 10. Y is equal to negative 4. So there is your solution, negative 10, negative 4. Going on the next one here. Question 11, and we're going to try and get through and jam through all of this, okay? Determine the x-intercepts for the line. Well, remember, x-intercepts are if I have a y value of 0. So I'm going to plug that 0 value in for y. So 12x plus 8 times 0 equals 48. That means that this cancels out, and I divide by 12. And x is going to be equal, 12 times 4 should be 48. 4 and 0. There is one x-intercept. Okay? Determine the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept is going to be when I have an x value of 0. 0 and go up, right? So 12 times 0 plus 8y equals 48. That's going to cancel out. Divide both sides by 8. Y is equal to 6. So 0 and 6, 4 and 0, and there's your line right there. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals a rate of change times x plus a y-intercept, 6. How do I find the rate of change? Oh, come on. Change is rise over run. I went from 0 to 6. That's a rise of 6. I went from 4 to 0. That's a run of 4. So that's going to be rise over run, or 6 over 4, but you will not find that as an answer. And I'll probably dock you a half a point. So y should be equal to 3/2 x plus 6. There is your equation in slope-intercept form. The next one, solve the equation for x. You have to be able to manipulate. First of all, whenever you're dealing with the fraction, get the fraction by itself first. So I'm going to minus y from both sides. So when I do that, I'm going to get z minus y is equal to m over x. Now that I've gotten z minus y, or I've gotten the fraction by itself, I can go ahead and multiply by the inverse, x over 1, and then this is going to cancel out, and I'm going to get x times z minus y, and I put that in parentheses because I don't want to distribute them, equals m. And you're sitting there going, well gee, you wanted to get x by itself. Yes, I did. Now I can take this z minus y, because this is times, and I can undo it by division. Z minus y, z minus y, these cancel out, and therefore, my sideways smiley face is my therefore, x is equal to m over z minus y. There's your answer right there. John and Stella are selling tickets to the OHHS drama production. The Addams Family. Adult tickets are $10 and student tickets are $6. At the end of the night, John and Sarah have a total of $1,280. Sarah counts that they have sold a total of 180 tickets. Define your variables x and y. Okay? So I'm going to define x and y. X is going to be my adult tickets because that came first. And I'm going to do this a little bit different. Kid ticks, I'm just abbreviating it, all right? I have to have A, B, and C to write a equation in standard form. That's going to be the amount of the adult tickets, which is 10. Kid tickets are 6. How much total did I sell? 1280. Write a system of equations in standard form. Well, 10x plus 6y is equal to 1280. And you're sitting there going, okay, well, I got one equation, but where's the other one? Well, remember the number of adult tickets plus kid tickets. How many of those did you sell? Well, we sold a total of 180. Okay? So now you can go ahead and solve the system any way you choose. All right? I would choose substitution, and I would go ahead and say x is equal to minus y plus 180, and go ahead and input that into x for the other equation. So 10 times minus y plus 180 plus 6y is equal to 1280. And I'll let you go ahead and solve that and explain what your answer means in the context. You should be able to do that. Double check me if you are wrong, or if I am wrong, but I get y is 130 and I get x is equal to 50. That's what I get, but show your work. Explain what they mean in the context. The last question here, 14. Finally getting there. Sorry, but thanks for hanging in there. Write an equation to model the situation. Tatiana starts with $8 in her piggy bank and saves $2 a week. Well, gee, how much money she has is equivalent to $2 times how much she saves plus $8. Write an equation to model how much money Julian has in his piggy bank. Well, he starts with 0, but he saves $4 a week. So 4x plus, you could put plus 0. Who will have more money after 2 weeks? How are you going to figure that out? Well, that's pretty simple to figure out. X is the amount of weeks, right? So y equals 2 times 2 plus 8, or y equals 4 times 2. So this is 4 plus 8, or 12, and that's 4 times 2, or 8. Gee, it's easy. Tatiana has more money. When will they have the same amount of money? Justify your answer. Well, how do you know how they have the same amount of money? That's where the lines cross. But wait a second. I don't have anything graphed. It doesn't even tell me to graph them. But I do know that they'll have the same amount of money when the equations are equal. So 2x plus 8 is equal to 4x. And you go ahead and you solve that. You prove it. I got x is equal to 4. So after 4 weeks. Ask questions. Make sure you study.